Let's jump right in. Today, we are going to deconstruct one of the most influential and controversial chapters from the ancient world, Leviticus 18. It lays out an incredibly stark moral vision for a new nation. Let's look at the powerful consequences that ripple out from it. The chapter kicks off by repeating a specific phrase over and over, "I am the Lord your God." This isn't just a simple signature at the end of a letter. It is the entire foundation for everything that is about to be said. It establishes absolute, unquestionable divine authority. Every single command and rule flows directly from this one source. It is the ultimate "because I said so," setting the tone for the entire code. With that authority locked in, the text lays out a fundamental choice. This isn't just a random list of do's and don'ts. It is about forging a completely new identity distinct from the cultures around them. Israel is stuck between its past, the ways of Egypt, and its future, the ways of Canaan. The command is crystal clear. Do not be like them. Instead, choose this new path built on divine laws, and you will find true life through them. The code zooms in on its first major area of focus, the family. The text draws bright, non-negotiable lines around relationships to protect the integrity of the most basic unit of society. This whole section hinges on the concept of the close relative. The goal of this super detailed list is to create sacred boundaries inside the family network. It defines what family is and protects vulnerable people from being exploited or abused within it. After laying down the law for the inner circle, the code expands outward. The exact same principles of purity and holiness are applied to the entire community. These rules touch on all different parts of community life, governing how people interact and worship. There are rules to protect social stability, like strict prohibitions against adultery, and rules against acts that violate the natural order, like child sacrifice to a neighboring god named Molech. Smack dab in the middle of that list is verse 22, which directly prohibits sex between two men, calling it a detestable sin. In the flow of the chapter, this rule is placed right alongside things like adultery, incest, and pagan worship. The text groups all of these actions together as violations of the divinely ordered structure of the community. They are all framed as behaviors that introduce chaos into the sacred order. This brings us to the most dramatic part of the chapter. After laying out the rules, the text explains exactly what is on the line. The consequences for breaking these boundaries are cosmic in scale. Why does this matter so much? The final verses pivot to explaining the deep reason behind the commands, the nation's literal survival in their new home. You are not supposed to do these things because the previous inhabitants, the Canaanites, did them, and it corrupted the physical land. To illustrate this, the text uses some of the most graphic, visceral imagery you will find anywhere in ancient literature. The earth itself is personified. It is as if the earth gets sick to its stomach from all the immoral things its people are doing, and its natural reaction is to literally vomit them out. It presents the land not as a neutral backdrop, but as an active participant with its own moral compass, reacting to spiritual pollution. Here is something absolutely crucial to catch. This is not just an ethnic code. The text is explicit that this warning applies to everyone living in that land, both the native-born Israelites and the foreigners who live there with them. The moral standard is tied to the territory itself, not to a person's bloodline. Morality is presented as a tangible thing where human actions have a direct physical impact on the world. The ultimate takeaway is an ancient vision of a completely interconnected moral universe, where the land itself is the final judge. This leaves us with two important questions today. What does it mean when a culture believes its very geography and environment demand a certain kind of moral character? And what are the unwritten moral boundaries that dictate who is allowed to thrive in your own community today? Take a moment, breath, and let them sink in.